Hi, my name is Cameron Carlson from the AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Matsuricon 2024 with Toshi.
Hey there.
Hey, how's it going, my friend?
It's going all right.
It's been a while since the last time you and I had the chance to talk. It was at Matsuricon 2019. How have you been since then?
Well, I mean, the world kind of shut down, so as much as I would have loved to be here all those years in between, it's been good. I mean, like I said, the world's changed, but the work kept on going, and we made adjustments to make it work during that period.
Alrighty then. Now, last time we talked, you were continuing to work for the Pokemon Company International, and so recently Ash has come to his journey where he is now crowned a champion. What was it like for you in the office with the rest of the team in Seattle, seeing that take place?
Well, 25 years is a long journey, and as part of me was really sad to see Ash graduate. Yeah. I think it was a nice time for a change after 25 years. He got to get the title of the World Coronation Series champion, beating Leon. Epic battle. That was amazing. And a lot of people said, oh, that makes him a Pokemon master. And it's like, no, it does not. It's like, it's like a perfect Persian rug, right? It's something he will strive to achieve always, but will he? Who knows? I mean, one of the things about the final 11 episodes, the Road to Be a Master series, that was like a victory lap for Ash and Pikachu. And Gary actually asks him in one of the last episodes of it, hey, how far are you along on the road to become a Pokemon master? And he thinks about it and says, I don't know. Yeah. And at the end of the episode, he takes off on another journey. Now, the original Japanese line for Ash's mom coming down to see his dirty shoes and the brand new shoes she had bought him missing, she just says, oh, there he goes on a journey again, kind of thing. And I was in the final recording session with Sarah Natacheni. Sarah also voices Delia, the mom. So we were in there. She records the line. I go, this is the last line, and we don't have a narrator in the final episode with, the narrator that's been with us, practically the whole time saying, as the journey continues. Yeah. And I said, Sarah, can you see if as the journey continues fits in those final flaps? And we did it, and it was beautiful. And when the episodes dropped, one of the first reviews I saw was that when I heard Delia say, as the journey continues, it brought a tear to my eye, and I was reading it in tears going, yes, last minute line change worked out so beautifully, so that made me happy.
I'd say I didn't keep up with it the way a lot of other fans did, but I will admit I saw the very last 10-minute fight between Charizard and Pikachu, and I wanted to bawl because it was like, yeah, I haven't watched the show, but the fact that you remember his journey when he was in the 90s, when I was a kid watching him, and then seeing him as an adult. Well, I say adult because I'm an adult, but it's that growth and journey of Ash as time has gone on. I literally wanted to break down. I mean,
I feel you.
Because you're
like that, and I freaking produced the show.
Because you're so emotionally wrapped up in Ash's journey, regardless of when you watched. When you watched Ash and then him go up against a Charizard of all things too, one of his Pokemon, and Leon. And of course, I would have loved to have had Alejandro here to talk about that and his emotional connection to it too.
He really embraced the role of Leon. He did such an amazing job. What I was really hoping for was a rematch between Alon and Ash in the World Championship Finals, because Alon beat him when everybody was expecting Ash to win that series, and they take it away from him. And he goes, oh my God, a rematch. It's going to be super exciting. And then only to have Leon face him in the first round and eliminate him. It's like, feel like somebody faked the throw. I must add, opinions and comments made by Toshifumi Yoshida does not reflect the views and opinions of Pokemon Company International. All my comments are my own, and I do not speak for the company. Should have done that first.
It works. we can edit that in.
No, it's okay. Leave it here.
Rob, leave it in. All right. Now, you have also continued to work with Dark Horse Comics on doing various comic adaptations. How's it been going working with them?
I've lightened up on the freelance translations, but Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service was a series I was working on before I started at Pokemon. So I continued on it, and I figured it's far enough away from Pokemon, it was safe. And Carl, who used to be a Viz employee and who was even an early member of Animag, he's now the manga editor at Dark Horse. Okay. So him still giving me work, I really appreciate. And he also gives me translation rates from the back in the 90s. So I really love him for that.
Alrighty then. Now, as noted in your work on, like we said, translation of shows. How do you keep up with it considering how the industry keeps changing?
Oh, the industry changing. The world is not the same place it was in the late 80s, early 90s, when we were struggling to, carve out a little piece of the market. Right. I mean, Animago, ADV, all those companies came out with their first videos, and get us being able to be involved in some of the early ones, me and Trish, right, who's longtime collaborator, partner, wife now. We got to feature voice actors in like the early issues of Animerica, doing interviews for the voice actors. And we really put a face to the voices and a name. And back in the 80s, early 90s, most of the guests at these anime cons were Japanese voice actors and Japanese creators. But as Animerica progressed, we started seeing a shift to voice actors, the American voice actors being featured. And I thought that was an amazing thing that I'd like to think Trish had a really big part in. So if you like American voice actors, you love seeing it at cons, you should be thanking Trish Ledoux, founding editor of Animerica.
Alrighty then. Shout out to Trish. Alrighty then. So the anime industry yet again has changed a lot since you got into it, and you continue to grow. So basically kind of the same thing. We'll skip that. If you could go back into time and adapt a show, no matter what it is, be it one you worked on yourself or a different show, what show would you love to get back and re-record and redo, even if it's the same animation, but maybe up the quality?
Back in the day, I mean, I wouldn't want to change anything that I worked on, to date. I loved everything I've done, and I still see Rama 1/2 fans, running around the convention, and now it's coming back after 3 decades. Yeah. Wow. FOMO is real that I can't work on the new series. As for something that I would have loved to or been interested in working on, I remember getting these 2 white boxes from VHS tapes from Gainax when I got to watch the first 2 episodes of Evangelion. Ooh. And I said, we should really get this show. And Seiji Horibuchi, the president of Viz at the time, says, well, will this sell X number of copies? I said, I think it will. How much do you think it's worth? And I said, maybe we could offer this much. And then, ADV probably offered 10 times that. So had I had a chance to work on the show, I think it would have been interesting. I would like to see what I could have done with it. Not to toot my own horn or nothing. It would be different and hopefully good. That's something that would have been fun to do. I think that's the only thing that really... Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I personally have never ever seen all of Evangelion.
I've only seen the first 2 episodes I got in those 2 white boxes. It's like we didn't get the rights. It's like, yeah.
The funny part is I've interviewed like half the cast of Evangelion throughout the years, and they're all probably like, has he not even watched the show? And now, as discussed, being a translator for manga, as well as various other publications, what has been one of the moments where you had to scratch your head and be like, what is going on, when you had to do that very challenging translation?
Okay. In between jobs, between Bandai and when I got hired at Pokemon, or maybe between Viz and Bandai, I did a lot of manga translations. One of them was for Negima, for Del Rey. And the page rates were the same, but in between chapters or at the end of the book, they had these huge descriptions of backstory elements that I had to translate. God, that was a pain. And then there was whole sections on ancient Greek because he recites the spells in Greek, ancient Greek. And it's like, how the heck am I going to work on this? So I had to go and find somebody who was, a specialist in that. So it's like, this is not worth the page rate. So scratching my head, I was scratching my head all the time, in those little back footnote pages.
Alrighty, now wrapping things up, is there any way to, are there any upcoming projects you'd love to have fans know about that aren't behind an NDA wall?
Well, I mean, the current Pokemon show that took over after Ash and Pikachu series ended is Pokemon Horizons.
Yes.
You can watch the first season on Netflix in the United States. We just dropped the third part of season 1. So you can watch the first 34 episodes. Yeah, 34 episodes. And the final part of season 1 will be dropping on Netflix on November 22nd. So if you haven't seen the show, please check it out, Pokemon Horizons.
Alrighty, now where can we keep up with you about any information about your mini projects? And then what would you love to say to everybody that loves hanging out with you and the fans that have kept up with you?
I work at Pokemon. There's not a whole lot of things I go on other than that. It's my full-time job. I enjoy watching cartoons for a living. I can't complain. I've been doing it for 30 plus years. So, if a convention like Matsuricon would invite me, or any other conventions that would love to have me come and speak, sure, I'm no voice actors and get big draws or nothing, but I've got stories to tell.
You do.
And I would love to see fans speak, talk to them, enjoy, get a drink if they're old enough. But yeah, I mean, I do what I do. I love what I do. And I appreciate being invited to shows like this so I can meet the fans.
Again, we love having you today, Toshi. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me, my friend. Thank you so much.